Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take a stack of sources and pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge and insight to help you become truly well-informed. Today, we're embarking on a fascinating deep dive into a topic you might think you know well, the public library. But get ready, because we're going far beyond just books.
That's right. Our sources today, they paint this vivid picture, libraries as really dynamic hubs.
Essential ones.
Yeah, essential for everything from, say, robust digital literacy programs, vibrant community events, all the way to, well, surprisingly impactful roles in economic development and even health services.
Wow.
We're going to unpack how these institutions are quietly yet powerfully transforming lives and communities in incredibly diverse and often unexpected ways.
Okay. Our mission today, then, is to explore the surprising evolution of libraries, how they're adapting to modern needs, embracing technology, and offering resources you might never imagine. You'll discover how libraries are truly a shortcut to being well-informed, providing tangible and, often surprising value in your daily life. Okay, let's unpack this first part. When you think of a library, you might still picture quiet rows of books, maybe a stern librarian, hushed tones.
Yeah, the classic image.
But our sources reveal something much more vibrant. Libraries are becoming major centers for community events, especially around shared hobbies and family fun. They're turning into places of, active experience, not just passive consumption.
Precisely. We've seen compelling examples of libraries hosting elaborate, deeply engaging events that bring people together across generations, across interests. It's a strategic shift, really, towards creating experiences and fostering connection, not just, providing access to materials.
Okay, give us an example.
We'll take the Lamon Library in North Little Rock, Arkansas. They host an entire month of rail-inspired fun every December.
A whole month?
Yeah, it's not just a small display. It's this multifaceted, month-long celebration. They feature Polar Express watch-alongs.
Oh, fun.
Train-themed story times, complete with crafts, and even a model railroad workshop led by experts in collaboration with the Lionel Collectors Club of America.
So really leaning into that hobby aspect.
Exactly. And the centerpiece, the Crooked Rails model train display, takes over their lecture hall. It's huge, intricate, all thanks to the Crooked Rails Model Train Club. Attendees can even enter to win their own model train. What this really reveals is a strategic shift. Libraries are leveraging these niche hobbies, community passions,
Right.
not just for engagement, but as a surprisingly effective, low-barrier entry point for intergenerational community building, transforming passive spaces into active social anchors.
That's a remarkable evolution, and it's not just Lamon, right? You mentioned other examples.
Oh, definitely. The Beaufort Library in South Carolina puts on its 31st annual Christmas display.
31st? Wow.
Yeah, the Beaufort Railroaders bring these classic small-town village scenes to life with vintage Lionel and American High Flyer model trains. And our sources note this tradition of toy trains under the tree, it dates back over a century.
To when Lionel first started.
Right, the early 1900s.
Right.
And we see this trend elsewhere, too. The Des Moines Public Library hosted a huge N-scale model train display.
N-scale, that's the really small, detailed one.
Exactly, with the Des Moines Track Modular Railroad Club and the East Baton Rouge Parish Library's Train Day that included operating model trains, even Thomas and Friends, alongside Lego displays, vendors.
So really catering to different interests within that theme.
Absolutely. It shows how they're adapting.
My favorite, though, might be the Staten Library in Oregon. They literally chugged up to the Oregon Rail Heritage Center in Portland for a special off-site train story time.
Off-site, yeah.
209 children and adults from their community went along, enjoyed reading, dancing, singing, and even a train ride along the Willamette River. Each kid got a free book, and the Heritage Center provided snacks and train toys. That really showcases how libraries are creating these accessible, memorable experiences, even outside their own walls.
And these aren't just one-off events. They're consistent, often annual programs. They really underscore how libraries are becoming these dynamic, experiential learning centers. They draw on passions like model trains to engage and, unite communities. This truly highlights that broader strategic pivot. Libraries as community activators, not just book repositories.
Okay, so beyond these really vibrant community events, how are libraries adapting their physical spaces and services to meet modern needs, reach people who might not typically walk through their traditional doors?
That's a powerful question and leads us to some fascinating innovations, like the Haarlem Train Station Library in the Netherlands.
A library in a train station.
Yep, opened back in 2011. It was a direct response to, Well, declining traditional library visits because busy commuters simply didn't have time for a separate trip.
Okay, that makes sense. So the goal was to attract new customers by putting library services right into their daily routine.
Exactly. Leveraging the fact that, get this, 74% of train commuters read regularly. It's a very user-centric approach.
Smart.
Precisely. The concept was brilliant. A small but very current collection, around 2,000 books, all published within the last 2 years.
Yeah, fresh stuff.
Really fresh, designed for super fast, self-service transactions. And it was open during morning and evening rush hours. They even envisioned a chain of connected libraries, borrow at one station, return at another.
Wow, ambitious. And the design, you said it was small.
It was like a sleek retail shop, really. Most book covers facing out for quick selection. They had 5 distinct zones, from a rapid, 20-second return and checkout area right by the door, to a comfortable waiting room with Wi-Fi, coffee, and tea, all packed into just 140 square meters, about 1,500 square feet.
Impressive use of space.
It really is. The Harlem Library isn't just a clever idea. It's kind of a blueprint for this hyper-localized, user-centric service design. It proves that convenience and targeted curation can dramatically outweigh sheer volume in today's fast-paced world.
So did it work? Did people use it?
Well, interestingly, their membership goals were a bit behind target after the first year, but the number of loans was twice their goal.
Twice. Okay, so people were borrowing even if they weren't all becoming members right away.
Exactly. 29% of members visited weekly, 6% daily.
Yeah.
And customer satisfaction, incredibly high, 8.7 out of 10, way above the Dutch average. The key reasons people joined: unbeatable convenience and that consistently current collection. This data-driven approach let them double loan target despite missing membership goals, a key insight for any service provider, really. It even made national TV news, got nominated for awards, showing the, quote, publicity power of remarkable projects.
That's a fantastic testament to innovation in physical spaces. But beyond just the buildings, libraries are also bridging the digital divide, right? That feels increasingly critical. What does that look like?
A fantastic example is the Public Library Association, or PLA, here in the U.S., with their digitallearn.org platform. Thanks to a partnership with AT&T, this offers free, self-directed online courses.
Free is good.
Absolutely. In English and Spanish for basic digital skills, everything from getting started with email and navigating websites to understanding cybersecurity.
And libraries themselves can use this material.
Yes, they can access facilitator guides, scripts, handouts, everything they need to conduct workshops in their own communities. Between 2022 and 2025, this partnership has enabled 548 public libraries to conduct over 3,600 workshops, training more than 23,000 learners across 45 states.
That's a massive impact on digital literacy. Just huge.
It really is. Libraries can even customize their own branded Digital Learn website, track analytics, offer personalized course lists, certificates, and the PLA also provides these playbooks for things like hotspot lending or managing public access computers. It shows how libraries are directly empowering communities with essential ICT skills, vital for navigating modern life.
So we're really seeing libraries not just as these static buildings, but as dynamic service providers, creating new and innovative ways for you to access information and, well, improve your life, whether you're rushing for a train or needing to brush up on tech skills.
And what's fascinating here is how these innovations aren't just isolated incidents. Across Europe, for instance, public libraries, supported by initiatives like the EFL Public Library Innovation Program, Electronic Information for Libraries, they're actively engaged in advancing community development through innovative technology-driven services addressing very real-world challenges. This goes way beyond traditional library roles.
You mean things like helping farmers use digital tools? That's definitely not what most people picture.
Precisely. But beyond just direct agricultural support, libraries are becoming crucial hubs for broader economic empowerment. Look at Latvia. The Clinton Public Library organized webinars on EU agricultural subsidies, taxes, organic farming for rural farmers.
Webinars from the library.
They attracted almost 1,900 viewers in 1 year, and even influenced the Ministry of Agriculture to adopt webinars for their own conferences.
That's influence.
And in Serbia, the public library Radislav Nikevich created AgriLib, an online market for farm produce. Imagine this. One farmer sold 1,500 kilograms of quince on the very first day.
1,500 kilos.
Yeah. 70% of surveyed farmers said the service increased their production and 50% increased sales. That's direct, measurable economic impact.
Okay, that's undeniably a direct economic impact. But does this kind of shift risk, diluting the traditional library focus? Or is it just a necessary evolution given these pressing community needs?
That's the key question, isn't it? From the sources, it seems to be a necessary evolution, and one that doesn't dilute, but rather expands the library's mission. Consider this. In Bulgaria, the Lubin Karavalov Regional Library helped 44 long-term unemployed people over 40 find work in less than a year through ICT skills, counseling.
44 people employed, that's significant.
And in Croatia, the Zagreb City Libraries trained 63 homeless people in ICT and online job searching. 22 secured jobs as a result. This even inspired a free legal clinic for the homeless to start up. These are critical societal challenges, and libraries are stepping up.
And it's not just employment, right? Our sources also showed libraries fostering financial literacy.
Yes. In Serbia, the Belgrade City Library launched Novčići, which means coins. It's a website and training program providing practical financial advice, budgets, banks, investments. It reached 3,500 high school students through workshops, tackling real-world problems from multiple angles.
The scope is just incredible. Health, too.
Building healthier communities, absolutely. The Lori Regional Library in Armenia launched HealthBridge. It connected communities to doctors through online consultations, improved the health of 90 users, handled over 2,600 health information requests.
Online doctor consultations via the library.
And in Romania, the Giasaci County Library IASI's First Aid Toolkit. They trained over 2,000 people in life-saving first aid skills, leveraging the library network and partners like the Red Cross.
Imagine getting first aid training at your local library. That's remarkable. Truly vital services coming from, well, an unexpected place. How about education? Our sources show some really surprising ways libraries are engaging young people.
Definitely. Croatia's Rijeka City Library, for example, transformed into a youth makerspace with a 3D printing project, taught over 100 kids 3D modeling.
Makerspaces are popping up, yeah.
But get this, they even teamed up with medical doctors to 3D print a prototype artificial limb.
What? A prototype limb from a library makerspace.
Exactly. That's truly pushing the boundaries of what a public institution can achieve.
Yeah.
It really makes you think about how adaptable these spaces have become.
Wow, okay. That's amazing. What else in education?
The Utena Public Library in Lithuania developed an educational computer game, Iššūkis, or Challenge, to encourage reluctant students to return to school. It expanded to 50 schools, reached 7,000 children.
A game developed by a library.
And then there's the Trolley Book in Moldova.
Yeah.
A disused trolley bus converted into a mobile summer learning center. Attracted over 11,000 children and youth for 400 activities.
Trolley bus library, that's just pure creativity.
It really is. And these examples also show a deep commitment to digital inclusion and literacy. In Poland, Kordogor Public Library's Internet ABC for Seniors increased senior computer users from 10 to 80 a month, with young volunteers helping out.
Bridging that generational tech gap.
Exactly. And in Ukraine, the Luhansk Region Library offered a mobile ICT school for people with disabilities, training at home or in the library. Thousands of visits, hundreds of off-site classes, addressing direct accessibility gaps.
Looking across all these examples, this powerful pattern emerges. These aren't just, random projects. They feel like strategic initiatives addressing critical community needs. Libraries as proactive agents of change. It's really a testament to how libraries are stepping up, filling gaps in vital services. But of course, all of these amazing, diverse services and innovations, they wouldn't be possible without the dedicated people who work in libraries. So what does this all mean for the staff behind the scenes? Our sources show libraries are investing heavily in their most valuable asset, their human capital.
Right. And this raises that important question. How do libraries make sure their staff are actually equipped to manage such diverse and evolving roles? The answer has to be continuous learning, robust training programs. I mean, the rapid pace of change in libraries just necessitates critical, ongoing training. These programs are designed not just to support the library's mission, but also, importantly, to foster employees' career growth and innovative staffing.
It makes perfect sense. They have to be constantly adapting their skills. What kind of training are we talking about here? Is it just learning new software?
Oh, it's much broader than that. They cover a wide range foundational management and leadership skills, dealing with change, mastering new information technology, yes, but also crucial customer service. Training can be formal, like, attending external conferences, workshops, seminars, or more informal, on-the-job learning, peer-to-peer brown bag sessions where, say, internal IT folks might give sessions on computer maintenance.
So learning from each other.
Exactly. They even bring in vendors or university experts for specialized training on specific software like chat reference or blogs or wikis.
And it's not just for the professional librarians, is it? I imagine student employees need training too.
Absolutely critical. Student employees at information or circulation desks are often the first point of contact for patrons. So customer service training for them is essential. Libraries are even holding things like information open houses to share activities and best practices across different units, creating a real culture of shared learning.
That sounds really positive, but does it actually happen consistently? Is the funding there?
Well, that's the challenge. For these programs to be truly successful, administrative support and dedicated funding are crucial. And honestly, training budgets are often the first to be cut during crises. However, our sources emphasize that libraries increasingly recognize that informed, knowledgeable employees are pivotal. Training is becoming a fundamental part of every employee's job description and their performance evaluation. It ensures it's an ongoing commitment, not an afterthought.
Okay, so it's being built into the system. Is there like a concrete example of this kind of training?
Yeah, a great example of this hands-on approach is a 2-hour teamwork training program conducted for the library staff at New Horizon College of Engineering in India back in July 2023. It wasn't just lectures. It was activity-based, highly interactive.
Activity-based. Like what?
Well, activities included things like the blindfold challenge
Okay.
to build trust, communication, collaboration, or how to pass your body through a sheet of paper to spark creativity, and Tower of Terror for problem solving using cups and cards.
Seems fun, actually.
And effective.
The feedback was overwhelmingly positive. Staff reported gaining confidence in applying new teamwork skills directly to their daily work. This practical, engaging approach is really key to effective skill development. It's clear then, isn't it? The incredible impact libraries have on communities is a direct reflection of their commitment to developing their staff. The investment in ongoing learning, whether it's understanding new tech or mastering teamwork, ensures that these institutions remain agile and effective hubs for their communities.
Absolutely. From facilitating train hobbyist meetups and innovative train station branches to equipping farmers with vital digital tools and teaching children 3D printing, libraries are proving to be remarkably adaptive and essential. They are far more than just repositories of books. They are dynamic community catalysts, addressing everything from literacy to economic well-being and health.
So the next time you think of a library, don't just see a building full of books, see a vibrant hub of learning, innovation, and community support.
What stands out to you about how libraries are changing, and how might you tap into these evolving resources in your own life or community? Yeah, considering the breadth of services covered in our deep dive today, from job training for the homeless to health clinics and even those 3D printing labs, it really leaves you to wonder, what unexpected problem might your local library be quietly solving right now? And maybe more excitedly, what could it become in the future?